Hey, what's going on, guys? We're live again with another video. Today we are back after the second day of the round of 16 Champions League games. PSG lost to Liverpool 1-0 with Harvey Elliott coming off the bench and scoring the winner for Liverpool away from home in Paris. Bayern Munich won 3-0 with goals by Harry Kane, Musiala, and then Harry Kane scoring the penalty to make it 3-0 against Leverkusen. And Benfica, Barcelona. Rafinha, definitely man of the match and been incredible for Barcelona this season. Even last season as well. Rafinha has been incredible. Hi, Ashik. Thanks for joining. But some great matchups today. Of course, PSG Liverpool. The noteworthy mention here is Alisson in goal today was brilliant for Liverpool and really fantastic in front of goal. He was definitely deserving of man of the match and kept Liverpool in the game. Chance after chance. Hakimi, Douele had for Liverpool, even had against Liverpool, even Dembele and Alisson made some brilliant saves for Liverpool to keep them in the game. And once Salah is hooked out of the game, Harvey Elliott comes on and is definitely the game changer for Liverpool today away from home in the matchup. So today's stream, I just wanted to go live quickly to tell you guys that I'm currently on the road to 10K, and we reached 9,700, almost 4 away from 9,700, and I haven't gone live in a while to say thanks to all of you. It's been 5 years since COVID happened, and I started my channel during the middle of COVID lockdown. It was something that I thought I would do to help cope with the pandemic and the adversities of something that no one's ever experienced before, those kind of lockdowns. As someone that's very outgoing and outdoor person, like extroverted person, being told you're in lockdown and not able to meet up with your friends or family, it was a very, very dark time, and it definitely took a toll on my mental health. But I created this channel first, as you guys, some of you guys know, I started talking about cooking, baking, singing, music, all kinds of nonsense on my channel. It was very random, but it was definitely what was me and authentic to myself and personable to me, something that I wanted to put out there to the world. Then I branched out and I said, all right, why not talk about one of my biggest passions in my life, which is Arsenal and sports in general. So I'm glad to have taken my channel this far, and along the way, the people that I've met in person from YouTube has been a great experience. So I just thought I'd go live to say thanks to everyone who's been supportive of my channel from day dot, and all the new subscribers. I've noticed some people joining in the chat new, some people also watching on Twitter. Big up Jose. He says, "Bravo, Mel. Congratulations, and on the way to 10K." I can't believe being on the road to 10K. You know, it's people say numbers don't really matter, and in my streams, I'm not the type of person to go promoting my streams other than on my own social media, but not on other people's platforms. And I'm really glad for the opportunity to meet some people through YouTube, really good content creators. Why not? Thanks so much. Really appreciate it. Hope you're well. It's been a while since I've seen you. Thanks, Ashik. Congratulations on your win today. Graham, hope you're well, Graham. I'm assuming you're back from holiday in Spain. Would love to go to the semifinals of the Champions League. I am already booked my hotel for the home fixture on the 8th or 9th. I think it could be the 7th or 8th, or 8th or 9th of the quarterfinals of the Champions League. I'm definitely going to make my way down for that. It would be lovely to meet you again, Graham. It's long overdue. I can't wait till you do a breakdown of the game against PSV. I want to hear your tactical views on what if Arteta was to play Calafiori up front instead of Marino to try something new. I know he wouldn't do it against Old Trafford in a big game like that, but I would like to see, us change and try to play Calafiori up front. He looks like someone who's always in front of goal, or at least trying to partner in a double pivot with Marino up front, moving forward and pushing towards that center forward position. So I would love to hear your thoughts on that. I know James is on holiday currently in Australia, if I'm not mistaken. So I hope you guys will resume the Tactical Analysis show on AFTV, one of my favorite shows to watch. as you guys do a great in-depth breakdown of the games played. And I think overall on this channel, what I like the most is, regardless of your opinion on Arteta, if whether you think he's the one for the job or not, it's you can have a difference of opinion without being personal or without taking things personal on someone. I've had people on my channel who are totally against the Cronkies and totally against the idea of Arteta being a manager. They never wanted him in the first place. They call him a novice, all these kind of names, but never take it personal on someone who has a contrasting opinion like myself, who maybe I don't know if Arteta is the one for the job. Hindsight is a beautiful thing, but I am someone who supports the club through thick and thin, land over sea, and literally land over sea, because I travel a lot to go to the games, home or away. And for me, all of the games are away because I travel from Canada really far away, but I wouldn't change it for the world, and I quite like it. Hi Dan, hope you're well. You're quite up late. Looking forward to the quiz tomorrow on your channel. Hopefully it'll be a good one. I know Rangers are playing Fenerbahce. I'm thinking of doing a watch along tomorrow if I finish work on time for the Europa League, you know, that competition that we used to be in. And I don't think anyone would say they missed the Europa League. Come on, guys. Champions League under the lights is where it's at. And to put 7 goals past PSV, I would have never thought Arsenal would do that. As you guys saw in my preview, I said we would draw the game. I predicted a 1-1 draw. So hats off to the team. I know this Juve team lost 3-1 to PSV, but that's football. And sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. And clearly, we definitely know how to score open play goals. Hi, Mob Bose. He's saying Arteta out. He's imitating Yardman. I ain't seen Yardman's reaction or review to the game against PSV, but I did watch the fan cams from Julian and Lee Judges, and I saw Turkish his commentary on the game as well. Not to get too overly hyped up, he was saying that we could get a tougher team in the semifinals if we make it through the quarterfinals. That is. Big up Jordan. Thanks for joining me earlier on the watch along we did of PSG versus Liverpool. Liverpool really, really lucky today. I mean, PSG were all over Liverpool, and then the game changed when Harvey Elliott came on and Salah came off. Salah was nowhere to be seen today in terms of Liverpool's attack. Really, really shut down, and he just looked like he was burnt out or something, or totally out of the game. But I know Bradley Barcola had a good first half. Dembele was really good. Hakimi to some extent. And I thought, wow, Alisson definitely man of the match. He was phenomenal. His save after save after save. Alisson deserves man of the match if he didn't already get it. Coach, big up. Thanks so much for the donation, bro. I see you're still live. I wanted to ask you about Estavio, but I wanted to start my stream before it got too late. So if you're still live, I will definitely join back in the chat. Thanks so much for the donation, Coach. I know we're playing Chelsea soon. It'll be nice to do a preview or a review of the game. I'm not going to the Chelsea game, although I really wanted to go. It looks like I'm going to save my money for, save up for the quarterfinals of the Champions League home leg and the away leg I'd love to go to, depending on who we get, either Madrid. It could either be Atletico or Real Madrid, depending on how it goes. I know Real Madrid have a 2-goal lead at the moment with the goals by Brahim Diaz and Rodrigo, but you never know. It's only a 1-goal deficit that Atletico could turn around at their ground, as the first game was played at the Bernabeu. Currently, I'm 4 subs away from 9.7K, but to be coming on here and saying that, you know, I grew my channel from scratch and making some guest appearances on large channels really did help my channel grow, but also network with other people and meet fellow Gooners, also going to games, seeing friends that I've met through YouTube or through Twitter and social media platforms. It's a good experience, and I know there's good and bad sides to everything. Just like YouTube, there can be bad apples in the bunch, but I'm glad for the platform that I have and that I've used in the sense of bringing light to what we need to talk about as fans, and sharing my views on what I think of this team, whether it be the men's team, the women's team, and of course, looking at the tail end prospects in our academy, of what's left of our academy, I should say, because we're not really doing well on that aspect. I do hope we strengthen the academy, but it looks like we're losing. We've lost some of our gems in the academy so far. And I know not everyone in the academy is going to make it, like the likes of a Smith Rowe or Reese Nelson or Osaka, but I do hope that we strengthen our academy, not just as a selling prospect, but it would be nice to see more gems picked out from there. Of course, everyone's talking about Max Doman's development, or Max Dowman, however you want to pronounce it. Of course, we might see him integrated into the first team next season, but he is really young, so let's see how it goes with Max Dowman. Hi 305, thanks for joining. Tomorrow is the pre-trade deadline of the trade deadline eve of the NHL hockey. Will be interesting to see what my team, the Toronto Maple Leafs, do. And the trade deadline for hockey is on Friday. I think Moss and Mace are going to cover that tomorrow. I'll try to be on there on Thursday. So tomorrow night will be a good stream and covering the hockey. There is a Leafs game later tonight. I did want to do a watch along for that, but I have work early tomorrow, and I think I'll be burnt out by the time that happens. I know PSV at home is a dead rubber, but there are a lot of spare tickets available for anyone who wants to go to the home fixture. It is face value, so if you do want to go, let me know. There's a lot of people letting go of their tickets because the tie's already finished, and it could well and truly mean that we rest some of the first teamers and play the likes of some of the kids who are registered in the Champions League, like the likes of Cabia, for instance, or Butler Oyedeji, who we only saw for 1 minute so far this season. So let's see how that goes. I mean, the tie's pretty much wrapped up for us away in Holland, and it was such a good game to watch, and we needed that uplifting win for us. I know PSV were not a good team defensively; they were really weak. But for us to take advantage of and not put our foots on the brake when we were 3 goals up, you saw that moment where we were 3 goals up, and Saliba said, "Come on, let's keep going." And that's the kind of energy we need in this team. That's the kind of leaders we need in this team. A captain without the armband, I should say, with Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba. 2 walls at the back, you could say, both of them equally as good as each other. The other thing is, I think I'm not going to be able to do a watch along on Sunday for the Man United game. Unfortunately, I am going to be out of town this weekend for some family commitments. It was my sister's birthday yesterday, so I doubt they're watching this, but yeah, it was my sister's birthday yesterday, so we are going out of town. I'm going to Montreal, a road trip with my family, so I won't be doing a watch along for the Man United game. I'll probably do a preview tomorrow or on Friday for the Man United game, and I'm confident going to Old Trafford. As you may have heard today, Maguire is injured for Man United. I don't know if that makes too much of a difference for them, and of course we know that Luke Shaw is still injured for Man United. I don't know when that guy is going to be back available. I do think we're going to keep we're going to keep an unchanged 11 going into the Man United game. I'm confident going into the game, and I do think we can get the job done. If you did not hear the news already, Anthony Taylor is on referee duties for the game at Old Trafford. We don't necessarily have a good record at Old Trafford as it stands in recent years. And Paul Tierney's on VAR for the game on Sunday. It is going to be a good game. I'm looking forward to it. I'm quite confident going into this game. I'm going to say a 2-1 Arsenal win, but my heart says 2-1 Arsenal win, but my mind says it could likely be a draw, 1-1 or 2-1. We'll do a preview of that either tomorrow or Friday as the game is on Sunday. There are some good Premier League games this weekend. Tomorrow, Man United playing Sociedad, so who knows what will happen with their lineup there and or injuries. They might even rotate some players throughout that game in the Europa League. Rangers taking on Fenerbahce with Jose Mourinho's team. And you saw earlier today, Robin van Persie's team, Feyenoord, lost 2-0 against Inter Milan earlier on in the day in the Champions League round of 16 first leg. And now Feyenoord are going to Inter Milan at the San Siro with a 2-goal deficit. Hi, Mr. B. Thanks for joining. He says, "Hey, Mel, congrats on the milestone subs, guys. It's been incredible. The channel growing, making different content, working with different content creators. I always said that I wanted to do my channel independently, and not have people to rely on, whether for graphics or whether it be for anything. I want to come up with ideas on my own. I want to talk to you guys on my own on thoughts that I like to share about Arsenal, whether it be the men's, the women's, or the academy team, and my touch of it with Fantasy Premier League, something that I once did well in, but not this season. Those of you that aren't already in my Fantasy Premier League, this season, I've renewed my Fantasy Premier League team for the third year in a row. There's about 1,700 people in the league. I'm just looking for the league code now. It's not too late to join. Those of you that do play Fantasy Premier League, I did renew my league this season, so those of you who want to join, I'll put the league code description in the description of the video below. But the top 2 winners of the league will get a £10 voucher of their choice. Last season, I also did the same prize, and it was claimed. So it's really competitive up there. I think I'm like 400 in my own league, which is quite embarrassing. There's several game weeks where I forgot to change my team, but I've had some howler decisions made, and this week I'm not doing too well with. I wanted to bring in Matata, but Matata has a concussion in the FA Cup game. Then Cunha has a red card. It's gone tits up basically in my fantasy game week. It's not looking good. And I already used my free hit chip, so that's not even an option. It might well and truly be an early wild card before the double game weeks arise for some teams. Mr. B, big up to you. Hope you're well. Thanks for joining. Thanks everyone who's tuned in. I know it's quite late in the UK, so I appreciate everyone who's joined live. If you are watching this on replay, I just wanted to do a quick stream to say I really appreciate everybody's support. A lot of you watch on replay from different parts of the world. A lot of people from England, from the United Kingdom, Scotland, Rosie, very good moderator on my channel, much appreciated. And a lot of you guys from Canada, just like me, or from Africa, a lot of Nigerians, Ghanaian Gooners, big up to all of yous. Looking forward to the Champions League quarterfinals, which we have likely booked our place in. I'm quite confident going into the quarterfinals, depending on who we get. Of course, the first leg is going to be at home, so we'll see how we do. I mean, it's an entirely different competition, and Arsenal do have a solid defense going into the Champions League, and I hope that stays with us for the rest of the competition for as long as we're in it. We need to take advantage of our defensive strengths and abilities against opposition teams. I know Diego Simeone, if we got Atletico Madrid, also likes to play really defensive football. They're kind of similar to us in terms of how they play Atletico Madrid-wise, but Real Madrid, of course, everybody's scared of the football Galacticos, and their attack is much stronger than ours. But it'll be interesting to see who we get. And do you think Atletico Madrid could turn around their ground in the next games next week? And do you think PSG can turn it around at Anfield going into that game on a 1-0 deficit? It's only a goal deficit, so I'm sure they can turn it around. PSG, they were all over possession-wise Liverpool today, and Liverpool kept losing the ball, cheaply giving the ball away to PSG players. It was so easy to cut through Liverpool's defense as well. Van Dijk made that mistake for Kvaratskhelia goal that was ruled offside. Dodgy offside, in my opinion. It was like a hairline offside. Hi, Ian. Thanks for joining. You guys are up late. Big up, Ian. Hope you're well. Hope to see you at the quarterfinals of the Champions League. If you're going, let me know. I've not spoke to you in ages. Every time you join the chat, I keep thinking I've not heard from you in ages. I've not even seen you in Hybrid Sophie's channel, Hybrid Squad channel, in a while. Hope everything's all right with you. Let me know if you're going to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Yeah, I think it'll be a good game. Champions League under the Knights is the best atmosphere at the Emirates, and it'll be a good game, definitely. I know it's quite expensive as it's a Category A game, but I'm quite looking forward to that fixture. Hope you try adding more goals in the second leg, Mel. Just because you are 7-1 up, don't make it a dull negative watch, please. Yeah, I do hope we don't sit back, but I do think we can rest some of our players, like some of our players if we can, going into that game, as pretty much the tie's done. So I do hope we give some of the kids a chance for once, but we've barely seen Butler Oyedeji get a chance. Cabby had not gotten a sniff, even though they're registered for the Champions League and able to be on the bench because we're able to have a bigger bench for the Champions League tournament. I think tomorrow I'm gonna do a Europa League watch along, Rangers Fenerbahce, depending on what time I finish work. I would like to do a watch along tomorrow, depending on what time I finish work. I can't make any promises at the moment, but if you see one scheduled and if you have notifications on, you'll know that I'm gonna go live. Those of you who want me to do a watch along, I think that's like probably one of the best games in the Europa League tomorrow. I know Sociedad playing Man United. Maybe I could do a Sociedad one, but I thought Fenerbahce Rangers could be a good game. Jose Mourinho's team. Let's see how they would do against Rangers. And Friday, I think I'll do a Man United preview. And then the weekend, I can't do a watch along. Sorry, guys. I'm out of town for family commitments, but we'll be back Monday with content again. SK says congratulations. Thanks so much, SK. Chelsea playing in Copenhagen tomorrow in Europa Conference League. Will be interesting to see how you guys do. I was mentioning just earlier to Coachella about Estavio Williams. Will be interesting to see how he walks into that Chelsea right wing position ahead of Madueke next season. I know he's still young and he has to develop, but he's looking good in the Brazilian league team where he is. Mr. B says Issa Nwaneri is a total baller. You lot should try keeping hold of him. Future England star, 100%. And he got his first Champions League knockout goal. His second Champions League goal, but his first Champions League knockout goal in yesterday's game. Electrifying game for us. Really, really good win. And I couldn't believe we scored 7 goals. I mean, this Arsenal team that dried up goals against West Ham couldn't kick a barn door down against West Ham. Against Forest, we struggled. And what a boring game that was against Forest. But the other day in the Champions League to put 7 past PSV was good. And we handed it to them at their own ground. Rightfully so. And I'm glad we killed the tie off in the first leg. Big ups to everyone that also traveled to the away fixture in Holland at the Philips Stadium in Eindhoven. Hi AJ, big up to you. I just wanted to do a quick stream to talk about the games today, kind of like a wrap-up stream, but I also wanted to say thanks everyone, each and every one of yous, for 9.6K on the road to 9.7K. And eventually on the road to 10K. I would love to do a giveaway again at 10K subs. I have done some in the past where I've given away stadium tour tickets, Arsenal kit. So maybe I'll do a giveaway at 10K, something different. We'll see what I'll do. I quite like the football content, but I do want to do basketball playoffs once those start. I know my team isn't doing well, the Raptors, for tanking, but the playoffs are always a good time for basketball. So I'd like to do some basketball watch-alongs on here and give you live play-by-play of those games. NHL trade deadline on Friday, which Moss will be covering on his channel, Moss Sports World. I'll probably be on there if I can. And then Man United on Sunday. Big game for us at Old Trafford. Mr. B says, good luck if you get Real Madrid. Yeah, we're gonna need it. I mean, Real Madrid, of course, everybody. If we lose to Real Madrid, I wouldn't be embarrassed or anything because Real Madrid are the Galacticos and of the Champions League. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I still think PSG can turn the tie around as well, like Dan was saying earlier. I think PSG can knock out Liverpool over 2 legs. So hopefully I get my bet right because me and Luca have a bet going about that. And you know me, when it comes to betting with Luca, I quite win those wagers. So hopefully I win another one. If you guys haven't already and you want to check out my review of the PSV Arsenal thrashing, check out my previous video. It'll either be here or here on one of these sidebars. You'll see my match highlights and my review of the Arsenal thrashing against PSV yesterday. I also did a watch along for the PSV game, joined by Jordan and Moss. It was a really entertaining game. Goals galore for Arsenal, something we haven't done recently in the Premier League. I know this is a different competition, but my word, I never expected Arsenal to score 7 goals. And for Calafiori and Marino to score, Odegaard to get a brace and 2 assists under his belt. Definitely my man of the match. Mr. B says, do you know if Jonathan David is looking to move, as we were interested in signing him? Think we still are. Recently, there's been links that Jonathan David has been linked to Arsenal, depending on if we got this Andrea Berta, sporting director from Atletico, who's a huge fan of Jonathan David. But just a heads up, Jonathan David's agent wants 16 million for him, even though he's a free transfer. The agent fees would probably be around 16 million, but Jonathan David is a quality player. It would be good if we can get Jonathan David and someone else, not just one player. And it depends on, I guess people will say I'd rather have Isak, but the whole Isak conversation depends on whether Newcastle will get top 5 or not, if they get Champions League positions or not. Of course, Brighton, Aston Villa, or on Chelsea to some extent are in that mix for that top 5 at the end of the season. Ian, thanks so much for the super chat. Very kind of you. He says, Miss Mel, queen of the Gooners. Guys, I'm no queen at all. Definitely love talking about Arsenal. Love talking all things football. And I definitely don't know everything in the world when it comes to football. But I do have the ability to own up and say when I don't know a player, when I've never watched a player. I'd rather be honest and say things that I don't know to learn about. And I'm open to learning about different players in different leagues, like the Eredivisie. I don't watch that league regularly. I like watching the Serie A, the Bundesliga, of course, the Premier League, the one that I watch the most, and La Liga. Ian says, I've been struggling for tickets, having no luck with ballots, not sure what's going on with that. Ian, let me know what game you're looking for, and I'll try to help you. Just shoot me a message on Instagram. I think I gave you my number before. You can always message me on WhatsApp or Instagram. And I'll try to help you out. For the quarterfinals, because we don't know who we're playing yet, I don't have a ticket yet. But hopefully I can go to that game. It'll be fun. At the moment, PSV, a lot of season ticket holders are letting go of. They're not going because it's essentially a dead rubber game. And tickets are around 75 quid and up, as it's a category A game, and that's face value pricing. So I don't know if you're looking for a pair or a single ticket. Singles are easier to get than pairs, but let me know what you're looking for and what game. Chelsea at home is another category A game, so it is going to be a bit pricier than category B or C, depending on how the fixtures go. And quarterfinals, depending if it's Real Madrid or Atletico, that's also a category A fixture. Hi, Zanzi. I didn't know you were on, Mel. My bad. No problem, Zanzi. I don't like telling people when I'm live. I just go live. I just press go live. And whoever joins when I'm live, even if it's one person, I'm happy. I usually post after that I went live. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. But I'm quite mysterious like that. Or I should say, like, I guess spontaneous is the word. And I think that sums up my character well, because I often plan last minute trips on the go. I'm very random, and I think that symbolizes my channel, because I'll just go live like this whenever I feel like it, or whenever I'm able to. And I thought I'd do a video because it's been a while since I said thank you to everyone who showed support. A lot of people supporting on Twitter, and I really appreciate that. Um, my channel took a bit of a pause about 2 years ago when I was not well in health. So I'm really glad to be able to continue my channel still in memory of my friend Steven that passed away. We did do a stream slash compilation video for him recently on my channel earlier last month. That was a great video I did in memory of him. Probably one of the hardest videos I've ever made on my channel. And I know I've done tough losses for the Arsenal, but nothing compares to making a compilation of one of your close friends that passed away in memory of them, and for their family to watch it and be proud of your work. So that was definitely a sentimental video, probably the hardest video I've ever made on my channel. And I'm so glad that a lot of you recognize Steven and his efforts on his channel, which was dedicated to the Children's Liver Disease Foundation. I know this stream was supposed to be about you guys and to say thank you to all of yous, but I do want to highlight some of the best moments on my channel, and some things that I've liked the best, and some things that I've experienced on my channel, which I wouldn't have met people like Steven who show you a different perspective on life throughout the struggles that they go through in health adversities. That definitely was a light at the end of the tunnel for me. Gave me a different perspective on appreciating life. And I know it may sound a bit philosophical, but those of you that know Steven or heard of Steven, you know that he suffered a long fight with liver disease, having 6 transplants, earliest at 2 years old. So his channel, and Bargav introduced me to his channel, but being able to help someone like that to grow their platform and to give a voice for people suffering with liver disease was probably the best things I've ever done on YouTube, apart from football. And we got to talk football. We got to talk football, Formula One, Lewis Hamilton, Mercedes. Steven would have been crazy to hear that we signed Declan Rice, or to hear that, his favorite Lewis Hamilton now went to Ferrari, arch rival. So there's a lot of good that I'm proud of from my channel, or from doing this YouTube thing, something that I took upon during the COVID pandemic, and I'm glad that I continued with. Ian says Junior Hoylett, our Canadian, is doing well for Hibs in the past 2 games. Look up Sunshine on Leith after beating Celtic, and in local derby against Hearts, emotional. I did see the local derby against Hearts. I think Moss was covering it in one of his games. Yeah, Moss is a big Hibs fan because of our Canadians. Alistair Johnston and Junior Hoylett are Canadians. We have the Nations League in March. I think it's in March, in March 20th in LA. Border Wars are going to go on the pitch this time. We did win Border Wars on the ice rink, so in the 4 Nations against the USA. So let's see how we do in Border Wars on the pitch this time. As you guys know, the World Cup is also going to be hosted in Canada and USA and Mexico. Will be interesting to see how we do there, and how England will do under Thomas Tuchel. I'm looking forward to that. Definitely looking forward to Nwaneri being selected for England. There is friendlies this month for the Nations League qualifiers. You see here, there, you see there, here, the Queen of Arsenal pops up everywhere. Thanks so much, Zanzi. See you tomorrow on Dan's channel for, hopefully it's another quiz night. Will be great. Big up, Charlie. Thanks for joining, Charlie. I don't know if you're still live, bro. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate it. Definitely a great support on my channel, and was nice to meet you in person with Luca when we went to the Everton game, and when we went to Boreham Wood for the academy. I have been to some women's games last season, Man City ladies. I would have loved to go to the North London Derby women's game this season, but I had work. sometimes it's hard to get time off all the time from work, and I have to plan that out strategically. Thanks everyone who's joined live. Those of you watching this on replay, if you are watching on Twitter, this stream or video, I should say, was just to say a big thank you to each and every one of you. Some of you guys are new, some of you guys have been here from the start and know what my channel is like, know what I'm like. And I'm really appreciative to everyone who, gave me a chance on YouTube, but also gave me feedback on what I should improve on my channel content-wise. And I quite appreciate constructive feedback. It does help the channel a lot. Respects to everyone who took their time to watch my channel videos, whether it be on live or on replay, regardless of where you are in the world. Really appreciate that. And I think it's good to show that international fans like me, you can still have a voice about Arsenal without shouting and raging and, being a kid throwing their toys out the pram like some channels do. You can still talk about Arsenal with a balanced approach. You can still be constructive about the manager, about the club, about certain players without having to throw a hissy fit on YouTube for views and clicks. And I think I represent that well, and that's just my personal views. Road to 10K begins now. We're on the road to 9.7K, just 4 away from 9.7K, which will be great to reach. I'm looking forward to the big 10K milestone. Never when I started the channel would I have thought that I would get to 9,600 subs and to keep going with my channel. I've always been someone to say I'm going to continue something and eventually fall off or not put enough work into it. But I'm glad to keep consistent as much as possible. Even though I don't do this full time, it's just something I do for fun. And I quite enjoy it, and I hope you guys enjoy it as well. So respects to everyone who's joined and tuned in. Really appreciate it. We'll probably be live tomorrow for a Europa League watch along. Fenerbahce Rangers will be interesting to see. Hope you guys enjoyed the Champions League games today. The second day of the Champions League round of 16 games. The first legs, and next week will be the second leg. Yes, we see eye to eye about most things Arsenal. 100% Ian, and I'm glad we can relate on most things Arsenal. Mr. B says, how's your Canadian national team getting on, Mel? We're doing quite well, the Canadian national team. The women's are doing well too. I keep up to date with their games. We did do the Four Nations hockey. Moss covered it on his channel as well. And Canada won that tournament against the USA, which was nice to beat the USA, especially considering we're in a trade war at the moment, if you've been keeping up with politics. Sent you Sunshine on Leith on Insta. Okay, I'll check it out after I close out the stream shortly. Those of you who do want to participate in my Fantasy Premier League team, I'll leave the description, in the description, the link or the code to join my league. You'll be added for this upcoming game week. And keep in mind, there's about 1,700 people in it. So it is quite competitive. And as I mentioned, I'm about 400 in my own league. So don't be embarrassed, but it's just for fun and banter. And I guess for bragging rights, I would say. With that being said, folks, I am going to wrap up the stream. Once again, thanks to each and every one of you for your support. Really appreciate it. On the road to 9.8K, road to 10K, actually road to 9.7K, 4 away. Hopefully we reach that by the end of next week. Fingers crossed. And it'll be great to see more new people joining in the chat. A lot of people watch on Twitter. Hopefully we can bring those people over to YouTube. Thanks, Ian, for joining. I gotta catch up with you. It's been so long, since I've had a proper chat with you. And I'm sorry, I'm very terrible at replying to people, too. Sometimes I think I replied to someone and I've left them hanging, thinking I've replied mentally in my head to them. Appreciate everyone who's joined this short stream. We'll be live tomorrow, depending on if I finish work on time, for Rangers Fenerbahce in the Europa League. Of course, Sociedad are also playing Manchester United, so check out that game as well if that interests you. If you want to watch Man United, Ruben Amorim. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your night or evening. Take care, and it's Thursday, almost end of the week, so hopefully you get through this week with ease. And if you've had a rough week, I hope things become easier for you throughout the end of the week as we get to the end of the week. Take care, everyone. Check up on your loved ones. That's something I'll always say, and Stephen taught us as well to be appreciative of the people around you. And let's cue the outro. Adios, everyone. Thanks to all the regulars. Big up to all of you. Thanks to all the new subscribers. And thanks to everyone who's tuned in live. If you are watching this on replay, this was just a thank you stream. Also a brief wrap up of the UCL games today and what to look forward to tomorrow in terms of football in the Europa League. Probably a mix of everything, just like I tend to do things. Thanks everyone who joined. Have a good rest of your evening or night. Take care and adios.